校中の宮妻が全部集まってる。このまま放っといたら大変なことになっちゃうかも。
警告ラマニアンホロー。
だったら見せてもらおう。
警告ラマニアンホロー。
この一切を止めないと。
警告現在の拡大速度が維持され。
バーンって果物がつ。
そんなことは私がさせん。
I'm curious, like, what is the Zenless limit? Is Hollow Zero, this catastrophe that happened at Hollow Zero because it hit that limit? Did it hit that limit and then boom, the catastrophe? So it's just basically likening it to, I don't really say. Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. So Isolde went into the Hollow, and then they said it started spiking. Now, did she collude with the Exaltus to get her revenge? Could have been happening. Or, did she go inside to stop it, right? Was the plan, was the Exaltus' plan to do this anyway, and this was going to happen regardless? And Isolde knew, maybe she did collude, and that's why she knows their plan, and so she's going inside to stop it. Or she could have gone inside to initiate it. It's hard to say. Killing that dude is not the worst, but the fact that she did hide where the Obscura was, just to create her thing, makes it seem like she is colluding with the Exaltus. And so it could be that, they said, okay, well, we'll help you get your revenge, but you have to help us. And so she's like, okay, whatever, right? I want my revenge, I'll do it. And so maybe that's why she helped. Although she could be trying to redeem herself at this point, right? She's like, okay, cool, I helped, I got my revenge, now I'm going to stop the Exaltus. Because at her core, she still is a good person, but she just has this thing she had to do, even if it is bad. Really? I don't know, how do you not notice this, right? Sure, maybe they only turned on the lights now, but it's I'm sorry, we've been in the Hollow many times. There's a huge fucking tower with glowing red lights and a bunch of cables connected to it. That is the most suspicious thing ever. Who the fuck didn't notice that? I get this probably wasn't doing that at the time. Oh, look at Sarah. I admit that these probably weren't doing these things, but this also looks really suspicious, right? Although I think this is very much like the machine that we were right in front of it. But I thought we tried to just... Oh yeah, we have Ishwana with us. Okay, that's it. Yeah, I forgot. We tried to do it before, but we admitted that, oh yeah, we're probably too weak to do it. Yeah. She stop it? Well, yeah, sure. But stopping it seems like a good... Because she's like, no, wait a minute. We gotta stop her from activating it. It's or you could stop, I thought the whole reason we couldn't stop this device before, or destroy the device, is because we didn't have the power. We didn't have any power because we're obviously a disciple. But Yishuan should have it. She's here with us. Why isn't she disabling the device? Sure, there are multiple devices, but getting rid of every device we come across is also a good idea. Because it's sucking mana or miasma into one location. If we go in and stop them one by one, we'll slow the rate of which it's doing that. So please stop this device first. There's no reason, literally no reason, to leave this active at the moment. Disable everyone we come across.
ワード探しにまた手間を取ってしまったわ。もう時間がないぞ。
サラとメボラクの木はすでに捕らえてある。
Oh, whoops. Actually, wait, no. Let me look at that note again. Is it because I found it, or? I just thought it was just a 3-digit code.
イーシュル選手、イーグルの木を捕らえられそうか。
ああ、彼女の木もこの先にある。
この先、どうしてイソルデ大佐は三将会がいる方へ逃げたのでしょう。
So yeah, like, obviously that kind of writing is really stupid. It's really stupid that we would come across a device clearly helping to gather miasma, and we don't disable it, right? Now, it'd be one thing if they said, oh, don't worry, we've marked it on the map, the remainder of the Yunkui Summit will come, like, here's this dude, maybe the rest of the Yunkui Summit also went and disabled the device, but, like, why didn't we just do it right then and there? Just shut off the device. Like, they're all funneling miasma to the center, just stop the ones we come across, which will give us more time and throw a wrench in what they're doing anyway. Oh, I see. I have to do it from up there. That's so goddamn annoying. It's like, really? I'm already there. Oh, wait, that's not. Oh, I see it. Yeah, and like, there's another device. Yes, let's stop the devices. And like, that's the thing, is if we had stopped the previous device, if we had stopped the previous device, then her activating this one wouldn't have been such a huge fucking problem. Because it's like, well, oh no, she activated the device. Don't worry. Because we... Fuck, I'm not going to target this guy. And again, we're not stopping it. It's like, let's stop her from... Like, let's stop her from activating the devices. Or you could stop the devices. Like, we were told that the reason why we couldn't do the previous one was because... We were told the reason why we couldn't do the previous one was because it was too coated in miasma, and we would need someone like Yishuan to do it because of her power. And here we are with Yishuan, who's not doing it. Like,
始まりの主とやらはあんたたちに破滅、災害、混乱。
ハエトーン、誰もがあなたの陰鬱な世界であなたにはわからないでしょうね。私たちが希望の主に拝謁するために
the sacrifice we're ready to make. Oh, except for your own, it seems. You're totally fine over the past decade sacrificing others. If you're so willing, sacrifice yourselves. Yeah, exactly.
そんなに犠牲がいるというなら。
言ったでしょ。
Yes, exactly,
死刑
Magus.
様はもう周域の認めたくないのはわかるけれど。
It's like, don't you understand? All your struggles are in vain. Well, no, of course we don't understand. Because we don't understand what the fuck you're trying to do. We don't understand what the final domain is. And we don't understand what's involved. I always... Because it's like, oh, he's at the final gate. It's like, great, awesome. But if that gate is fucking, 2 foot thick titanium thing, and you don't have a key, then who gives a shit if he's at the final gate, right? It's like, oh, you walk through all these open doors only to find the only locked one and you don't have the key? Great. Like, so, yeah. It's just like...
皆さんは先へ進んでください。
一人で平気か。
Yeah.
シーエンはできる修行者だ。
Well, it's also like, she's cunning, but like, who gives a shit, right? She doesn't seem powerful. That's what matters, is how powerful is she? And like, because like, it's activated, right? Again, it's just, I just really, really dislike this idea. Like, so basically, what I dislike about this, the fact that we're not disabling these machines or in any way destroying them, which in theory, we were told that Yishuan would be able to do this, and all we needed was just to get her so that we could do it. But then you're like, no, actually, not exactly. What the fuck is this guy doing?
が生み出した現象に過ぎん。しっかりしろ兵士。
You know? Oh, really? You're at the final gate? Seems like you're right here. So it's also...
これ以上抵抗するなら。
私を撃つつもりかい？ならば言ってみろ。そしてあの時は
Ah, shit. Seriously? She's oh. Darn. That's sad. Not that, like, this, I mean, I did not expect this at all. I thought she was better than that, right? I thought she was nicer than that, really, sorry. I thought she just had a goal, just revenge. And she's like, I'll do anything, well, not really, I'll do anything for revenge, but I have my own, line in the sand. And once I commit that, that's why I thought she would give herself up after she killed him, because it's like, I thought she was just like, nope, I want to bring justice to these two people. I want to bring justice to the people who were killed by killing the instigators of that issue. And then once I do that, I'll turn myself in because I've gotten justice. So I thought she was just going to give up. So when she ran away, I'm just like, huh. Uh-oh. So that's unfortunate. I'm like, that's it's not in line of what I was hoping she would be about. But they did kind of give us a hint, somewhat. Because, remember, she was the only one in her team who came out seemingly unscathed, right? She's the only one in the team. Like, Seed, the person who made Seed's personality construct, the person who made, who made Mage's intelligence construct, all those people were completely fucked over, but somehow she was perfectly fine. So, it seems that, she wasn't perfectly fine. She probably got corrupted by Ether at this point. Maybe she was quote-unquote saved by the creator. I am very surprised. I did not think she was this far gone. I didn't think she was the... Like, I thought, and then at that point I was like, oh, well, maybe she's working with the Exaltus. Maybe she's like, because she couldn't find any proof, she decided to work with the Exaltus to get the vengeance she wanted. And that was it, right? So she's like, doing anything for vengeance. And then I thought she might have been coming back in here to try to stop them because she had to join them temporarily to get her revenge, but she still has a core of good, and so once she accomplished her goal, she's going back in to stop the Exaltus plan. Because they did say that the second she came back, the miasma rose. I'm like, well, maybe they were already doing their plan, but it seems like it is because that's a shame. I really liked her, which means we're never going to get her. Like, she was way too detailed and way too hot to just be a regular NPC. So I was hoping that she might be a playable character at some point, But she obviously, was wearing black, only in black and white, very, very evil coded, right? It's a shame.
鬼火。
あなたは一体誰なの？防衛軍はあんたの指揮で動いてて、三将会はあんたの指揮で反撃だからこそ、本拠地の情報にあんな盲点があったんだね。
Well, no, like
全部。
that must be why there's blood. No, no.
だってわけ。
But like, she doesn't have to be the head of the fucking Exaltist to know why there's a gap in the intel. Like, there was a gap in the intel so she could kill those two people. That's why. That's why the gap was. So you could just see it as an elaborate revenge plot. She was like, oh, I know. Because in fact, she doesn't even have to be colluding with the Exaltus for that. She could have just noticed it and realized, hey, you know what? If I don't tell people about the Obscura in this location, we can probably, this will seem like a safe spot and the likely location for evacuation of, the VIPs. So we could use that. We could use the chaos caused by Obscura not being found here to, do my revenge. So she didn't actually need to even plan it with the Exaltus. She would just need to edit her intel to not include those locations. So she could have found them like normal and then just chose to exclude them, right? Like, she could have had people go out, find all the Obscura, and she had them all, and then just remove those ones so that she could create a situation where she could get her revenge. It doesn't even need any sort of collusion with the Exaltus to do so. So this is not why there was a blind spot. The reason why there was a blind spot is because she wanted to kill those two people.
小細工をしたのもどうせ防衛軍の。
察しがいいな、バエト。私の目的と言ったな。
ならイゾルで
Oh, is she the final
兵
sacrifice?
器地区で起きた悲劇
悲劇だと。まあそうとも言えるかもしれない。確かに悲劇。なぜなら私はとても悲しい思いをしたからだよ。流れるべき地と相対した時、君の見せた弱さと裏切りにな。
I mean, I find that a little stupid, right? You had our mortal enemy. Like, dude, you literally just told us that he was the instigator of the whole thing, who sent, who gave the orders that led to our deaths. You literally gave that, information like less than an hour before we met him, right? You told us that in the middle of the confrontation. It's just like, so it's like walking down the street, and the person next to you just is like, hey, see that guy across the street? Yeah, he's your mortal enemy. Go kill him. And you're like, what? Like, yeah, that guy. He's our mortal enemy. He killed your parents. It's like, what? Like, why are you bringing this up now? Like, what is this all about, right? You'd be confused. If you had been like telling us all along, hey, I think I found some evidence that points to Lorenz as the one who gave order. Like, if she had like laid the groundwork, right, and had previously told us, oh, I think Lorenz is the one who gave the orders at the time. I believe he had been bribed from Porsa Lumex. I'm looking for proof right now, of his collusion and bribery. If you had like led this, and then maybe even sprinkled a few things like, oh, hey, I believe I found someone who can corroborate this. Slowly like build up the fact that yes, I think this is the case. I'm working towards getting proof. I think I might, be getting proof, and then maybe you get your final confirmation in the middle of that thing. Sure, right? You've laid the groundwork. We've already, thought about this. So, but the fact that you bring this up, like 30 minutes to an hour before, before you yourself, before you bring about a situation to kill him, it's like that's so weird.
鬼火隊長だって何年も軍の内部で調査を続け。
あの時君は撃てたはずだ。
私はオブシディアン大隊の兵士や軍人という立場を差し置いても進撃、そして何より私はオボルス正体を
そうか。ならば私一人で追悼するとし、制裁は間もなく始まる。
I mean, this is all stupid. Like, oh, I'll do it alone. It's like, dude, finding new bonds doesn't mean I've forgotten the old ones.
あいつを止めるぞ。
It's like, why are you telling us to stop her? Yeah, for who's casting techniques. Like, why weren't you just kill? Like, I find this kind of annoying, right? Like, okay, so the biggest issue so far is just these towers. The fact that we're not disabling these towers is so fucking stupid. It is fucking insane. You know? Nah. It's not even 11 years. It's taking so long to change. I bet she was changed. I bet whatever happened in there probably affected her. Because, like, the fact that she's the overseer is like, nah, she probably came out corrupted from the catastrophe 11 years ago. But yeah, like, the fact that these towers are still activated and we haven't turned off the towers is so fucking stupid and makes no fucking sense at all. Like, what they're trying to do is turn them on so they can direct all the miasma to the center. And so you find them and leave them on? Are you fucking stupid? Destroy the fucking towers. And like, because when we found the one before, first of all, we took something from the center of it. We interacted with it. We took like this little like vial of miasma or something. Why aren't we doing the same for these, right? And when we took that vial, we were like, oh man, like there's so much miasma, we can't do anything, and I'm too weak to use my purification to get rid of the miasma around this machine, and we can't destroy it. I'll probably need Yixuan. And here we have Yixuan. Why isn't she doing anything? Like, you literally, like, you used her as the reason why we couldn't do anything last time. So now that we have her, why her? Like, and it's one thing if you just didn't mention it, right? It's like, oh well, I didn't even mention the fact that she could do it. You know, it's like, oh my god, there's just too much miasma. Now, to be fair, if we can't do anything because of how much miasma around it, everyone would naturally think, oh, we just need someone who is stronger than us, like Yixuan. We should bring Yixuan here to destroy these things. And here we have it. And you know what? And it'd be one thing if there was a natural reason, but one, they didn't give any reason whatsoever why we cannot do it. Why? We were just like, oh, no, let's... Like, we didn't try to destroy the machine. We didn't have her cast her thing to destroy the machine. We clearly see them still on. We know that they want them on. And it's just like, why did they leave it alone? Well, because we're going to go after a big boss fight, right, eh? So we're going to go after this big boss fight. And because we're doing a big boss fight, and because we're going to do a big boss fight in a second, they still need miasma to go into the center. And so, but my guess is she's going to be the final sacrifice that we're going to fight. But again, just like, I always hate stories like this, where they intentionally write them to do something stupid so the plot can continue. I always hate it. It's always bad, right? Because, like, not destroying the tower before made sense. Oh, we're too weak. We're just a disciple. We can't purify the miasma. Fine. You even mentioned your fucking master's name. Ooh, you're like, yeah, we'll need someone like her to maybe be able to do this. And then when we have her, and like, it could be another thing if we didn't have her in our party, so we could make the assumption of, oh, maybe she's off doing other shit, and so we can't do anything right now, but her and the Yunkui Summit are going to come in and just do something about this. Sure. But no, we still see the towers glowing, although I can't see them from here, so maybe this is supposed to be, maybe the fact that we can't see them anymore is like, oh no, they've turned them off. By the time we got here, other members of the Yunkui Summit have disabled the rest? Maybe? But the fact that they haven't directly mentioned that, it's just like, no, like, every single one we should have come across, we should have interacted, maybe even do the whole, like, the ether thing of, like, tracing the line through the ether points at the minigame, that little minigame, and then disable it, right? Just turn it off. Because there's no benefit of leaving it on, ever. Not at all. There's no fucking benefit in leaving it on. So just turn it the fuck off. Okay. So yeah, I think that's dumb. They should have just explained what we're doing and why, and not because it's just dumb to leave them on. It makes no sense, and it's so stupid. So yeah, there's lots of stories do this. It's basically because of bad writers. Because a good writer would just find an excuse, find a reason behind it. I mean, all you would need is a single line from Yixuan saying, don't worry about the machine. I've alerted the Unity Summit where it is. They'll disable it while we move forward. I don't remember a line like that at all. And I could go back to the VODs and double check what she said specifically when we came across that first one, because there was a bunch of dialogue with her, so maybe she did give a good reason. But the problem is it wasn't in a cutscene like this. It was just over your character while you stood around. So it's easy to miss, and there's no log for it. So maybe she did give a good reason, right? Maybe it is something like that. And I mean, maybe I was not paying attention, right? Sure, I could have missed it. But like the fact is that we still see it on, right? Like we should have still interacted with it, turned it off. The fact that we leave it on is stupid.
自分たちに従って共に炎を出て
ひたむきで愚か。
ロレンツ少将とルクローさんはもうなのに
終わった。この町は彼らに大きな借りがあるの。正直始まりのわけだ。せめてしかし君の言うと
That's so stupid. Like,
この世における
it's
私の
like
未練。ここから
it's like yeah. You think you're gonna the falls will never come back. Yeah, you know what? Doing this will not make them come back either. Right? And it's like, how can the city repay the debt it owes them? It's like, sure, the city owes them a debt, but you know who's gonna get fucked? The citizens. The citizens you wanted to protect. You're fucking them over to try to punish the city for letting some shady shit happen during that time. But yeah, I mean, look how evil coded she is. Full black suit, white feather on her chest, black feather in her. It does look very evil. But I'm like, I was pretending it was like maybe it's a military uniform, and that's why.
街を守る兵士と悪のあなたはイゾルデさん。
どちらもただの名前に過ぎないよ。カローレ・アルネが罪人の名前として人々の記憶に私もまた忘れ去られた名前たちのために悪と
あいつらの敵を
なら何をもって浄化正義頼れるの。
戻ってこいイゾルデ。
Yeah, I mean, it's also like stupid, right? How would I have done this? Like, first of all, as I said like before, it's like you didn't even have to work with the Exaltus. Like, now to be fair, to get to this point, yeah, sure, you probably had to work with them to create a situation where this could have happened. But basically, once you killed those two people, you could have stopped immediately. You could have been like, okay, cool, done. Did what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's the sunk cost value. I've already come this far, so I'm like, I've already come this far, and even though I've accomplished what I really wanted to do, I might as well just go the extra step and fuck over a shitload of other people too. Are we fighting her human form? Or is she gonna turn into something? Or are we fighting the Mevarek form again? What? Oh, I see. Summoning something. Oh no, something himself, maybe? Oh, that's a shame. She was so hot. Oh, is it the... wait, no. Darn, I was thinking maybe it was going to be the puppet thing that we fought inside the,
始まりの主よ、ご恩寵を。
Dude, that's so fucking annoying. I was literally fucking pulling the trigger for my ultimate. And it fucking got smacked out of it.
大佐の周りに
It took me too long. It took me too long to fucking summon my ultimate. Fucking too long to actually pull the trigger.
Oh. もはや命数は尽きた。
荒波に飲まれるがいい。この憎悪に果てはない。
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Fuck off! Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, thanks for fucking telling me I was gonna need a fucking shield I had to stand around!
どうとせえ。
Thank you for doing that! Thank you for instantly fucking wiping my character because he fucked me over! Jesus fucking Christ, it's just fucking dog shit! And the fact that I can't fucking...
兵士たち、冥府より舞い戻れ。私のために戦え、ボブシリアン大隊。
最大出力。
It's such fucking bullshit. It's like, oh yeah, we created a shield for you. Did you know there was a shield created? No! I didn't know that's what's gonna happen. It's the first fucking time I've seen that! You're gonna fucking instantly wipe your character who's not hidden behind the shield? Are you fucking kidding me? That is such fucking
どう
bullshit!
とせえ。もはや命数は尽きた。
And I can't fucking restart the fight to get her back. It's fucking dog shit. So now I have to fucking either die, flat out. Yeah, it's so fucking annoying, because like, this would have been so much easier if he didn't fucking die. Some random fucking bullshit. This is some random dog shit fucking mechanic that they don't fucking tell you. Oh, by the way, once this is popped, hide behind the shield. You had no time to do that. Instantly fucking killing me. Even though I did the mechanic correctly, it's like, nope. Yeah, you did the mechanic correctly, but we added another mechanic. Like, you had to hide behind the shield, and because you didn't hide behind the shield that you didn't know was going to show up, your character's dead. Oh, I see. Is this did she break the final barrier? Was this the thing? Was this what she wanted to do? Did blasting her back? I don't know, like, did we clear the miasma, or did we blast her through and, like, open up the barrier or something? Like, the final domain, did we blast her into the final domain, or did we actually stop it properly? What was the thing on her hand? Like, so it's not like she was controlled, right? It's not like it was a mind domination tattoo on her hand. It's like there was a mark on her hand that disappeared. Or was that like the mark of the Exaltus? But yeah, like, that's so fucking annoying. Where it's like, oh yeah, you gotta defeat this thing, and it creates a shield. Like, oh, great, awesome. Then just make the shield a bubble. Like, just make it a bubble so it's incredibly clear. Stay inside the bubble. Because, like, I swapped the seed, and then it's just like, yeah, because I was too far away, or I didn't realize what the fuck was going to happen, and then the hit came in like a literal second later before I could realize what was going on. Seed instantly died. And it's just like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? That is like such fucking dog shit. Like, mechanics you can't possibly know because it's your first. Like, getting fucked because of a mechanic you couldn't possibly know because it's your first time is bad. Don't design fights like that. They're not fucking fun. You know? Because it's basically saying, hey, we designed this mechanic that will fuck you up. Unless you're A, lucky, and that's it. If you were lucky enough to do what you're told to do, and lucky enough to be right next to the thing, close enough, so that you could react in time, right? You killed it fast enough that you could react in time. Because it's like, yeah, I saw that. It took me a second and I realized what it was. Like, oh, it's a shield. I should get behind it. But then, boom, that's when the attack hit. And she instantly died. And it's like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? That is such fucking dog shit. This feels like shit. Because now the rest of the fight was just longer than it needed to be. Because Seed was fucking dead and couldn't provide any support or buffs. Okay. So she was going through the miasma ball, I guess. I was actually worried that when she got blasted through something in the sky, I was like, oh shit, did she get, like, did we smack her through the final domain? You know, like, did us smacking her, was like that red world, was that the final domain? I was like worried she'd actually like smack into like some sort of barrier and break through it and cause problems. But then she just landed here. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not.
今は複雑な心境ですよね。だから言ったんだ。余計な模擬感情チップをつけるべきでないと。心が余計なんてことはないのであります。自分たちの心臓は生まれてからずっと一緒に鼓動しています。あなたの鼓動は自分も感じています。
I think this is kind of annoying. Right? Just put a stop. You know? Because obviously I would skip this dialogue if I kept going. Because it would then be like, oh, okay, cool, we're gonna do it. So basically, the dialogue didn't start until we started walking down. And see, and there's more stuff, right? So ideally, what you want to do is you want to make the path to her long enough so that, or make what they want to say to each other short enough so that if you're walking normally to the quest location, you get through all the dialogue without skipping it. But if I had just continued walking, the dialogue would have long since dried up. So like this is 10 seconds. It was like 30 seconds worth of dialogue in a 10-second long run.
君の覚悟、刃で証明してみろ、鬼火。成長したな。受けてみろ。前に進めていないのも私かもしれない。
私を執着から引き剥がしてくれたのはお前だっただろう。私を絶望から救い出してくれたのもお前だったはずだ。今回も私はお前の目を覚まさせる番だ。戦術プラン始動作戦。
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this by myself. Just fucking gun her the fuck down. Who the fuck gives a shit?
全てはもう戻らないんだ。
Like, it's just so fucking annoying. Like, she's so fucking dodgy. And it's like, Orphe, despite saying she's an attacker, she actually is a support. She's a support attacker. She does a bunch of fucking support attacks from off field. She did, realistically, she shouldn't be on field ever. Like, you've given like, most of her attacks are like super fucking supporty. Most of her kit is about being a support, and you want to be like, hey, let's do a one-on-one fight with a. What'd she hit? Oh, it's a coin gun. Why would you stab there? Like, that's her shoulder. Like, you missed her heart. Her heart's more in the center. But yeah, obviously she's trying to get her to be killed. I don't know. I find that a little weird, right? Like, because it's like, oh, revenge. It's like, yeah, sure, that's a good motivation overall. But it seems like it's not good enough motivation for the position she was in, right? Like, the head of the fucking Exaltus should not be someone who succumbs to emotion at all. They should be so dyed in hatred and insanity. Like, Sero is a much better example of what the head should be, right? Someone who is just a fanatic, who can never be reasoned with, who is fucking insane. But Isolde was always logical for the most part. You know? She was doing it for revenge. She feels that the city owes the soldiers that died. Now, of course, it's not logical, it's all very emotional, but she had a reasoning. And it still doesn't make sense, because you're like, okay, yeah, but these soldiers died to protect the city, and now you're fucking over the city, right? You are fucking over. Like, you were invalidating your soldiers' efforts by doing this. They fought and died to protect the city and to honor their memories, to make them remember, to make their sacrifice worthwhile. You're destroying the city they died to protect. Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, that's obviously dumb. Like, it's one thing if you want to go in and, like, kill all the heads, right? Kill everyone in tops, kill the corporations, kill the mayor or whatever, right? Kill the people in charge. And if you're honestly the head of the Exaltus, you could have done that, right? When no one's paying attention to you guys, you could have easily, like, poisoned people and assassinated your way to a better, less corrupt city. And that would have been the better way to honor your... And also, it's like, you had 11 years. Really? You couldn't have killed Lorenz? You couldn't have killed Lucro? In that time? Like, there had to have been shitloads of opportunities where you could have done something like that, especially when you have a cult following like you did.
法廷に立つのもごめん。
いいそれで。これだけ。
それは君がおる戦友。
いいそれで。
これだけのものを失った君。
だが私が失ったんだ。
どのみち手遅れだったんだ。
分かってる。
自分も
オルペウス。
自分も鬼火隊長がイカリ
君が私とオルペウスはいい子だ。
しないさ。
信じるよ。ああ、ずっとどうか。
But yeah, like coming into a final fight, and like the problem is, like, Isolde is an enemy you've never fought before. You have no support. You have no other things. You can't do any sort of counters. You can only just like dodge counter. And so it's like you have to dodge counter. You have no clue what her attacks are going to be, and you have no fucking support for her. And she is like by far the most fucking supporty fucking attack unit in the game. Well, actually, no, I guess Seed is pretty supporty too. But like both of them pop out, and they're both basically the same. Seed gives an insane buff to a fellow attacker, and Orphe does a lot of good off-field attacks. Both of them do a bunch of off-field attacks. And maybe I should check out Orphe's kit, because maybe Orphe also provides buffs to the entire party. But yeah, it seems like, yeah, she's not really a mainline attacker, so it's kind of annoying that we had to use just her. I thought she was just going to go like end it. The fact we actually have to fight her, it's like really.
異常なエーテル波動？これは何？私と共鳴してる？
Oh, that's our teacher.
プロ騎士殿
Carol.
気をつけてください。
あれって先生？
Carol can't be the creator, right?
カローレ先生。宮妻が見せてる幻。
It could be, because I think they did say that miasma, it does influence your memories. Because I think when we were doing the initial, when the Exaltus giving people medicine to prevent miasma, but it was actually had miasma in it, people were getting lost in their own memories because of it.
先生と離れ離れになった時、
あなたとアキラで
先生、
あなたの言う始まりの主。
始まりの
周域への門は0号フォローにあるの。声高に賛美するに足る秘密が
三紹介と
分かったわ。
嘘。
その道の果てには
先生は一体どんな代償を払ってでも、
どんな代償を、
どんな罪を犯してでも、
どんな罪を。
Because like the idea could be that this creator is basically like an ether god from another universe, right? And the reason why Hollows exist is because it's trying to get into our universe. So it could be that what Carol is trying to do is trying to find the creator, kill it, or injure it in some sort of way that it can no longer try to break into our realm. So it could be that she's trying to resolve the Hollow crisis. She could be trying to resolve Hollows. Like stop Hollows from being created, stop Hollows from appearing. But to do that, she actually needs to defeat the being that is instigating everything.
私たちを捨ててでも。
私の旅が円満に終わる保証はないし、でもあの子たちは。
I find that weird. They are the Brilliant Python. Wait, what? We weren't the Brilliant Python 11 years ago. Why would you know about that? Now, obviously, if she's walking around, bouncing around, she could have heard about us and know. But like back in Helios Academy, I very much doubt we were Python acting as Python then. Like that was 11 years ago. And like, aren't we like 16 or so? Like 16 to 18? Like this would have been when we were 5 to 8. Like there's no way in hell we would have been a master hacker and proxy at that point when she actually knew us. But yeah, so my guess is that, as I said before, Hollows are being created by something. And I think that Hollows are created because of a weakening in the boundary between two universes. So I think because the boundary weakens, Ether is able to get into this universe, and maybe the hollow shell is actually a protection created by our universe to constrain and keep the hollow, kind of like a blister, right? So it's like, yeah, you created a blister, and the blister is filled with ether, but we have our protective layer of skin is our universe trying to keep it contained. Okay, so I guess I was actually worried that the leaving the towers on would like give her an extra burst of power or something. But I mean, you could argue that them shooting into the air and creating that, doing that threshold thing might have triggered something too. But it's hard to say. Also, like, so I guess Isolde isn't like the only one, right? Like, she's not the. There must be other overseers then. But it seemed like Sarah was not an overseer, so there have to be another one. There have to be another someone. Unless maybe she was the only overseer, but now Sarah just took over the job, perhaps.
黒騎士君。
黒騎士殿。オルペン全然元気じゃありません。自分と鬼火隊長のデスクはこのところ書類の何よりもひどいのは自分の分を処理。いいニュースは僕ともう一ついいニュースがあるんです。
今回は防衛軍の将校とトップスの
旧都陥落時アガメムの正体
元防衛軍少将ロレンツと元ポセルメックス
あの時の真相もやっと公開されるのかな。
But it does beg the question, right? It's like, oh, this shit finally came to light. It's like, wait, what? That means there was evidence, right? That means there was evidence the entire time. They didn't ever have to kill them first. Now, obviously, maybe you did have to kill them, right? Because like if they were still alive, they would have leveraged their power and position and money to bury it. And so only when there's no resistance, and you know there might have been other people colluding with them to be like, yeah, well, they're my buddy, or I have an interest that aligns with them, so I'm gonna help protect them. So it could be that too, right? It could be just that they're like, okay, well, we're gonna fuck you over. We're gonna keep this buried. But then once they're dead, they're like, oh, well, there's no reason to. They might have released it themselves just to make sure that they don't get associated with the criminals. You mean a public trial has been put on hold for now? You mean like they're gonna wait a few months and be like, okay, let's have a trial for the dead people now?
少なくとも彼ら
防衛軍総司令部もここ数年で各勢力との癒着や不正に関与した上級将校を洗い
ポーセルメックスと三将会がめちゃくちゃした
被害を受けた市民たちは療養センターに送られました。ポーセルメックスと
こうした成果のすべてが今回の作戦における彼女がここ数年で関わってきた事件だ。
Yeah, but like that's the thing. If she collected enough evidence, why couldn't she have just gone out? So yeah.
そうだね。大佐の動機はなんと
当然だろう。あの独りよがりな間抜けが身に余る以下。
そういう鬼火隊長だって。
私は
鬼火隊長、プロ騎士殿の前で誓ってください。大佐のように一人で何もかも抱え込んだりはしないと。
約束。
絶対でありますよ。
それはそうとあの時
自分たちはいいことをしたので。
オルペウスオボルス正体はあの時
Wait, do I get a Medal of Honor too? I was helping.
何もかも大団円ってわけじゃないけど。
プロ騎士君の
プロ騎士殿がその方。
さてと
Yeah, so like I think what's happening is Carol is probably. I think I honestly I think the creator is like some sort of. Maybe it's not a god, but I think it's just like an incredibly powerful ethereal that exists on the other side of the hollows. So we'll see. Obviously, it'll be a long, long time. In fact, interestingly enough, the second boss we saw in the Hollow Zero, not Nineveh, or not, well, in the new Hollow Zero, in the Void Zero. Because like obviously the first one we fought was something else, but the puppet one, the one, because like we go into this realm, it's all red and shit, and then this big puppet thing comes out of this fissure in the sky and fights us. But the strings are always connected to the hole in the sky, and when we beat it, it's sucked back into that hole. So like that also kind of alludes that hollows are basically a connection to another universe. And this other universe must be rich in ether, and that's why it leaks through it. It's such a shame. Isolde was so hot. I was really, really hoping she'd be a playable character, or at least a recurring character. She was so, so hot. And now she's dead. That is a shame. Oh, I see. Okay, I guess that makes sense. She did find it, but she just wasn't worried to be enough to convict them. Because, as I said, like I was also kind of worried about that too. Maybe the evidence she had is enough to condemn them in death, but if they were alive with their resources and connections, they might have been able to bury it or escape culpability. You know, they could have said, "Oh no, it wasn't me. It was someone under me." Right? They could have thrown someone else under the bus. You know, because like. Lorenz might have said, "Oh, actually, no, it was my second in command who came up to me and said and told me about this, secret evacuation route for citizens, and so I send my soldiers there to protect the citizens. Little did I know that my second in command was on the take, and that wasn't an evacuation route for citizens. Could have easily done something like that and avoided responsibility. So I can understand her concern that her evidence might not be enough for someone who has the power to resist it and obfuscate the truth." Huh. I'm kind of curious. CETB, thinking outside forces. So when did this happen, though? Was this relatively recent? But why were you the Overseer, though? Because like the Overseer is presumably pretty powerful, and didn't we fight you in that first round? And you would like somehow, even though we beat you and like Yishuan like blasted you through the chest, you popped out of the hollow hole at your base, seemingly without issue. So, like, how did you do that? Inherited the power. Interesting. Oh, so that might have been it. She might have not been the Overseer at that time. That Mevarak might have not been her. We might have actually killed her, or killed whoever that Mevarak was, and so the power of Mevarak then was inherited by someone else, right? So the power could have then been freed, and then just bound with Isolde only after we beat the Mevarak of the time in patch 2.0 or 2.1 or whatever it was. Or 2.0, I think. Wait, there's not ample evidence, but well, why didn't you get that evidence before? Although I guess maybe with the Exaltus and their shady methods, they might have been able to find some other shit. I mean, yeah, a key witness though. We didn't actually witness anything. We only witnessed you say they did this, you know, and your people's trust in you kind of diminished once they figured out you were the one working with the Exaltus. So, like, using you as evidence, like, using us witnessing you do these things doesn't really mean shit. And we didn't really witness Lorenz or Lucro do anything bad while we were involved, you know? Like, them popping up where they were, like, that's fine. Like, there's no real reason why they couldn't be there, you know? So we didn't really witness anything. So we can't really stand as a key witness into a trial for something we didn't witness. We would just be there, like, I mean, I watched enough Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard to know that the first thing the lawyer would say would be objection hearsay, because we're recounting you saying, you know, reciting the evidence, right? Oh, interesting. So the symbol on her hand, the one that disappeared when we smacked her away, that is a symbol. That is a symbol that you've inherited the Overseer's power. Okay, so presumably this is going to be setting up the next Patch's story, right? Oh, the one who chased after fucking Sarah? Oh, god damn it. Oh, I guess her cunningness, she could have lured him into a trap. I guess that is where her... Well, she might not be physically strong, and on a one-on-one he would win, but if she lured him to a place where he was surrounded, then he would be kind of screwed. Yeah. Okay, so he might not be. He might just be on the hunt. He might have gone radio silent so that he could track her and keep up with her. Never mind. Oh, I see. Oh, fuck. She inherited the power. Fuck. Why is it on the other hand though? Like, it was on Isolde's left or right hand. Why is it on her left?
今あなたの左手に。
その権威を代行できる栄誉。
Huh. So it seems like the creator does play an active role. So, like, that was my initial thought. They were just worshipping an ethereal that didn't really even recognize them. You know, the ethereal just is naturally trying to get into this world, and they just worship something that because it had so much power, right? But it could be the fact that he's, you know, giving power like this away and letting people inheriting it, and obviously there has to be some sort of intelligence going into the inheritance process, you know? It could be random, I guess, but like there would have to be something that guides it, right? It couldn't randomly happen. Some intelligence has to guide it, or else it would have just like escaped from Isolde right then and there and tried to possess the closest person. So the creator is intelligent to some degree, and is actually actively helping them. Interesting.
始まりの主。
その目で見たものが。
それはイゾルデ大佐。
あなたが信徒なんかじゃないのは知ってるわ。たとえ凡人だろうと、あなたの望みも。
僕の。
Ah, shit. He got corrupted? Ah, that's a shame. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is we have like no clue what that quote-unquote wish could be. Because, we don't really know much about it. Okay. Which one's the one that... Yeah, this is the one. Oh, wait, no, that's not right. This isn't the, I was looking for this one. I see. Oh, it was here. Okay, I thought it was the beach before, but when I tried checking yesterday after doing part of the story quest, he wasn't here. I don't think. So, but there's also a lot of NPCs that weren't at the right location. Oh wait, fuck. Yeah, I forgot to spin my resin. Okay. Hey, yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm done with that. Okay, so that explains how... one of my concerns was the Overseer thing. I was like, how the hell did she become the Overseer, right? Especially when she's like, you know, only joined so recently. But yeah, so that is unfortunate timing. So, it does seem that he's probably corrupted. And he's going to work with them. It's hard to say, right? He could be the honest type. He could be like, oh, this is actually a good way to sneak into their ranks, right? And pretend to have fallen for them, only to betray them at the best possible moment, or the worst possible moment, to screw them over. It could be that, right? It could be, because I assume his wish is like reviving some person who died in the Hollow, or maybe someone who's like incredibly sick due to like ether sickness or something. Maybe he has a sister or something who's in the hospital, and so maybe with their power they can cure them. Hard to say, because we barely know anything about him. We've interacted with him a few times, but really haven't learned much about him or his past or anything like that. So, but anyway, that was interesting. I didn't like the Isolde fight at the very end. That's really fucking annoying, because it's like, sure, we gotta play as we got Orphe as a trial character, so in theory you could be like, well, no, you've been playing her the entire time. Yeah, but you know what her playstyle is? It's do her skill, and then get the fuck off the field and let other people attack, because she'll do follow-up attacks, and that's what she does. She's just there to do these follow-up attacks while the main character on the field does damage. You do her thing, you swap to fucking Seed. You keep Seed on the field or something like that, right? That's her playstyle. So it's the fact that you made her, the person who we barely use on field, as the only person there. Now it could be that you can't die. It could be that I was super close. I was almost dead. But it could be that maybe I can't die. Maybe my health goes down to 1 and that's it. So if it's I was actually tempted just to die, but to see if that happened, or just if there was some sort of invulnerability. So it's like, oh, don't worry. Because that is kind of dog shit. It's just she just has so many fast attacks, and so it's doing a playstyle that you're not used to with a character who's mostly about follow-up attacks when you're the only one on the field, so you can't do any follow-up attacks. So it's like, okay, so yeah, not great. And also the mechanic against her boss form was bullshit. Destroying the crystal to create a shield, that's fine, but it's kind of, and Nineveh's thing is also kind of shit too, because she also creates shields around her and then does this blast around, and you take damage and you have to hide behind the thingies. But the problem is, if you're locked onto the character, getting behind a shield is actually pretty tough, because you don't just go in any direction. You try to strafe and all that shit. So it's kind of annoying to have to deal with that shit. And the fact that you do something like this, put a shield up, don't clearly define where the edges are. So I got fucked because I was slightly too far behind the shield for it to act as protection. So it's just like, oh, fuck. And I didn't know. And like, obviously, it's like, well, yeah, you should have gotten behind the shield. Yeah, but like the shield appeared like literally a second before the blast went off. So the shield appeared, and then by the time I realized, oh shit, I need to get behind the shield, boom, Seed's dead. You know? Like, that's dog shit. Like, you should, especially for the first run, like, you want to make this boss? Fine, sure. Like, you want to make this a weekly boss? Fine. Make it a weekly boss. But for the first time in story mode, it should be like, it should give you way more than enough time to get behind the shield. It should be like, oh, okay. It takes you about 5 seconds to destroy the thing, the blast should go off in 10 seconds. You know? Give you tons of fucking time to deal with that shit. You know? So, and then, you know, for the actual boss, for the weekly boss, you can just reduce it to a normal amount of time. You know? Because by that point, you would have experienced the mechanic, you know what's coming, and you can avoid it. Anyway. But, I mean, the fight itself was interesting. There was a lot of interesting mechanics. I thought it was kind of cool that you have to counter the blasts. So, I don't get is how the fuck are you supposed to do that? Basically, I was running out of those little like assist points to do counters and shit, which is like, okay. Because there's just so many counterable opportunities. And it's like, it seems like it's like you have to just not counter every time. In fact, especially because there are moments where like the only thing you can do is counter. Like when the enemies with shields appear, you have to counter them to stop them. And and when she flies around the arena, you have to counter those blasts to smack them back into her. So it's like there are moments where you really need to save it for it. Should not be doing it ahead of time. But anyway, all in all, interesting. I really like the story. I think not disabling the towers is stupid, but like at the end of the day, it didn't matter. So I'm relatively okay with it. I think it's dumb they didn't explain why we weren't disabling them. And my concern was that what was going to happen is that they were going to not disable the towers, and then because they didn't disable the towers, they allowed some horrible thing to happen, right? Like if she had, I mean, technically it kind of did, right? Like she did cause a reaction, but technically the reaction was caused by her little soldiers shooting into the air. So you could be like, that was the tipping point. But like, I was worried that she would like stand in the center and be like, ah, and then like the towers that we didn't disable started glowing and blasting even stronger stuff, and then she was able to do that. But because we can't see a direct correlation between her getting that miasma and those towers we didn't disable, you can't prove it. So I'm like, okay, I guess it didn't matter. Although realistically, you should have still done it. But anyway, kind of interesting. It does actually make sense to why she. I guess I was also worried, like, how the fuck is she the overseer when she doesn't give a shit about this stuff? But it's like, oh, okay, it's just an inherited power. So cool. We learned a little bit more about this creator of theirs. I thought it was just a unilateral adoration, where it's like, oh, it's a very powerful being in another dimension. Let's worship it because humans like to do that. And because they were giving it like, they were like, oh, may the creator refine. It's like, so they made it seem like it's an intelligent thing that's beneficial to people, or that's trying to help them, or at least helping them, and not just a force of destruction like Nineveh or something like that. But it was like, no, it's actually giving power, so it might actually be communicating with these people, and it's granting them power to accomplish the missions that they're trying to do, which I'm pretty sure the final mission is to tear down the barrier between both realms and let them in. I think that's what the final domain is. I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be in Hole Zero. It's going to open the hole wide enough where this creature is going to be able to get out and bathe the world in ether. But anyway, that's obviously going to be a long, many patches down the line, many expansions down the line, whatever. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.